I'm confident enough in the Bengals to beat the Chiefs in Burrowhead that if the Bengals lose, I'll do a beer mile.
And if the Chiefs lose, I guess I'm doing one also.
Okay. Welcome back to another episode of TFM Bets. We got a packed show today. We're talking NFL playoffs. We're going to talk about the week that we've had thus far. We're going to talk about the Wednesday that we had. I think this comes out on Friday. We're going to talk about the Wednesday we had. We're filming on Thursday, so the Wednesday is yesterday. But how we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Happy to be back on the couch. Last episode we talked about our Prizepicks theories. We talked a lot about, the week we had. But a massive weekend of football coming up.
Huge weekend.
There's already been a lot of narratives and debates going on in sports news in general. I'm excited to talk about the games. We've got the Chiefs playing the Bengals. The Bengals opened up at +1.5. The last I saw, they're -1.5. I think it got as high as 2.5.
Yeah.
The Eagles are playing the Niners in Philly. I don't remember the exact spread. I think it was the same thing, almost 2.5, right? 2.5. The Eagles are favored at home. I'm really excited to talk about these games. But before we get into that, let's talk about Wednesday, shall we?
Let's do it.
So we had a Wednesday. The college basketball picks were hitting. You got sold a couple times, but I wanted to tell a story.
I don't know which college basketball plays you were taking because everything I took was fucking cake.
It shows you doesn't see or check when I'm taking ever.
I actually did yesterday, not going to lie. That's why I put Providence in the Surge 6 because I saw you were on the -10.
I only missed one college basketball bet yesterday.
Wow. Dude, I'm actually pissed because I wanted to tail your Tulane pick. And we were on the Night Sweats, and I'm like, yo, chat, what are your thoughts on Tulane? Like, Mikey O is kind of hot. And they're like, no, that's so fucking cake. Like, don't take Tulane. And I was like, all right, fine, I won't. And
Cake.
Sure enough, they won by 5 as underdogs.
Listen. Don't touch me when it comes to college basketball. All right?
So pissed.
I don't know how about let's talk to your surgical stream about St. Bonaventure and High Point, huh?
Should be a great look.
Great look for them, right? No way Campbell blows them out by 30. No way the Bonnies blow a -6.5, right? No, but first of all, I just wanted to say Providence basketball is back. The Big East runs through Providence, Rhode Island. It runs through the AMP. If you want to make a name for yourself, you're going to have to come to our curb and win, but unfortunately, you can't. So Providence basketball, I'll see you in the Final Four. We're back. But I wanted to tell a story. I'm going to set the mood. Wednesday afternoon. It's a little cold in the crib. I don't know why we never have the heat on, but it was a little cold in the crib.
It is always
so just imagine yourself always just a little bit cold. I have my phone open. I have not given an ounce of thought to professional sports on the day. I go to my book. Just looking at the games. I go, you know what? I bet the Wizards win. After getting called an organization that's just out there to get a paycheck that's not out there to win by Spencer Dinwiddie. I keep scrolling. I go, you know what? Bet the Trailblazers went out, right? They're an absolute wagon at home. There's no way they lose to the Rockets. And I keep scrolling. I look up. I consult one of our Chell gods. I go, yeah, give me one Chell play for today. He goes, you know what? Take the over in the Kraken game. All right, I'll do that. Put it in a 3-teamer. Put some money on it. Slither my way into Trent's room because he doesn't leave that room after stream. I open the door. And I go, hey, man, this shit's hitting. I just put some units on it and it's hitting. He was like, what is it? I said, it's the Wizards' money line. It's the Trailblazers' money line. It's the over in the Kraken game. And he goes,
I hate it.
I hate it. He goes, I hate it. I was like, oh, that's cool. I already put money on it, though. And he was like, all right, I'll put some money on it.
I put $200 on it.
Why don't you tell me how it went?
It was a green gob.
A green goblin.
I hated it. I thought the Wizards were square. I thought the Blazers were square. And I was already on that over in the Kraken game, so I was down to take that. But both favorites, I'm always down for that. So I gave it a chance, and Mikey actually spoon-fed some gobs.
I just want to also preface that he said he thought they were square. This kid made a 4-teamer last night of -400 money lines. I want that out there. Somebody, can we clip that? And then the parlay that he plays yesterday? No, but I actually had a crazy day of Wednesday, but I wanted you to talk about the minus 400s that's sold.
So pissed. Dude.
Yeah, you gotta address it.
I should have known when you came on in a goddamn dress that the Oilers were gonna lose to the worst team in the NHL as a minus
it's my fault.
400 favorite, dude. As the last leg of the Tuck Me In Surge 6 on the weekday. So much pain, bro. They were up 2-1 with 2 minutes to go, and then CBJ ties it. I knew right then, GG. This is exactly what the Oilers do every fucking time. And what do we go to OT and GG?
I'm 100% convinced that hockey only gets rigged when it goes into overtime. I've never been on the right side of an overtime.
Yeah, I'm also convinced that minus 400 on the ice should just might as well be plus 120 because that's how minus 400s perform against plus 400s every time.
Yeah, no, you should never take a minus 400 in any sport.
Like, no, for real though, hockey, it's like, at least in basketball, like, there's a minus 400 is more than likely overpowering the other team in terms of size, who's in, who's not playing.
Mm-hmm.
But on the ice, it's like, those are all professional athletes. I don't care if it's fucking Connor McDavid on the ice. The way the puck bounces, bro, like, it's just so inevitable that it can not go your way sometimes.
Yeah, because, on the NBA floor, not everyone's a professional athlete there. I see what
no,
you're
they
saying.
are professional athletes on the fucking
No, I'm
NBA. But like, when I'm saying the Bucks with Giannis and like a full stacked lineup going up against the Pistons without Cunningham and half their roster, it's like, okay, yeah, that's why they're minus 700. And it's way more likely that they're going to win outright than it is a minus 500 on the ice, bro. Because the way the puck bounces sometimes is so fucked up.
Yeah, the Oilers is also our bit. So, I mean, we're going to take it every single time if they're on when we record.
Like, I just don't get it. McDavid can't even get 4 SOGs and the whole world needs them. Like,
yeah, stop betting on shots on goal. Stop. Put it away. If your Prizepicks is open right now, go to the next tab. Go to the NBA. Go to college basketball. Stop betting on shots on goal. You're not going to make money.
I have a love-hate relationship with shots on goal.
I think it's the dumbest prop bet of all time.
I totally get why you hate it, but I also love it. Like, it makes all the sense in the world why you hate it.
I think you just love pain, and it's the most painful prop to bet on.
I do. I do love pain. I have like 4 slips yesterday that full faded from hockey. Yeah. Crazy.
I fed a full fade PP entry with college basketball, but then I hit a 2-team college basketball Prizepicks. So
on TikTok, I saw that.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Smacked in the mouth.
I saw Gigi Jackson was playing yesterday. You didn't even tell me?
Yeah, because they're not in a good spot right
Really?
now. Yeah, you don't want to bet anything South Carolina. They lost by like 40.
Dude, what I did yesterday was like I went through the college basketball board, looked at the highest totals, and then went to the Prizepicks board and like found their leading scorer and just took their over points. All of them hit.
If Prizepicks gave me every player that was playing on a college basketball board, even with the mid-majors, I could put out like 4 green gobs a day. Because there's guys that they don't put on there that like I know are going to go over in their matchups. Like Khalif Battle last night for Temple, I knew he was going to go over against USF, but they don't give him to me. So I have to like use these big games, and the big games are much harder to be like, yeah, this kid's going to drop 15. Because in the big game, like they scheme for each other. Like when it's like a mid-major, like the best scorer normally scores the most because it's fucking mid-major. But when it's like Michigan State versus Michigan, like they're like, all right, we have to stop Hunter Dickinson. We have to stop like Jordan Axton. Like a freshman could drop 15 points, and you're like, dude, what the hell?
Dude, who's the guy in college basketball right now? He's averaging like he had like 3
on Detroit Mercy.
Yeah,
I don't know his name, but he's a goat.
Yeah, no, he's a
went under last time.
Did he?
Yeah,
I was gonna ask.
I tried him once.
Did you?
Under.
You took the under? And
no, I took the over, and it went under.
Soared under.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, this kid is a bot.
I forget his name. It's like Antoine something.
Yeah, something like that. He plays for Detroit Mercy. Yeah. I also took their money line because I was like, oh, this kid's a bucket, and they lost. So I'm over that. Like, I don't even like. I'm over that kid, dude. I took their money line in a parlay, and then I took his points in a Prizepicks. Both sold, and I was like, all right, I'm done with this team now.
I'm just itching to hit a super goat. It's so due. I haven't hit one in 2023. I'm literally down so many units from fucking nuking these super goats, and they just always find a way to sell. So I'm changing the strategy a bit. Instead of taking all super goats, like there's plays on the Prizepicks board that I'm like, why didn't I put that in there? Like De'Aaron Fox to get 7 assists, I like that. Give me a guy to do his one job, not like PRA, not over 30.5 points. Like I want to switch it up, so I'm going to take
more than
role players and a sprinkle of goats. It's gonna be my new strategy.
More than 30.5.
Like fucking like Draymond's rebounds. Like he's been grubbing boards. I took it last night. He soared over like half.
More than.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just tired of taking fucking McDavid, Matthews, Curry, Lillard, even though like they do green out a lot, you're not going to find 6 goats in one fucking night to do their job.
No, of course not. But speaking of super goats and doing their job, should we talk about the NFL? All right, let's talk the NFL. Which game would you like to talk about first? Because I have really strong feelings about one game, and then the other game, I don't necessarily know how to feel about it, but I'm down to have a conversation about it.
Sure. Let's talk about the game that starts first. Which
Niners-Eagles.
Niners-Eagles. Let's go there.
All right, the San Francisco 49ers travel to Philadelphia. Philadelphia is -2.5. The over-under is 46. Why do I want to take the Niners?
Do it.
Why do I want to take the Niners?
I wouldn't blame you, honestly, but I'm nuking the Eagles. I'm nuking them. Bozo Pack, Eagles.
Here's what I'll say. The only reason I want to take the Niners is because when the Eagles get run on, they lose football games. If Daniel Jones had an ounce of an arm, that game is much closer because Saquon Barkley finally started going. And when Saquon Barkley finally started going, Daniel Jones threw the ball a little bit. The Niners offense puts Brock Purdy in positions to make easy throws. If Christian McCaffrey even gets 60% of how good he normally is, this Eagles defense struggles against the run. And if Christian McCaffrey can get himself going, I think the Eagles are going to be in trouble. That's the only reason I want to take the Niners. But if they stuff Christian McCaffrey, this game's over. The Eagles win by 30. Every time the Eagles lost in the regular season is because they had a running back run rampant on them.
Yeah, true. I hate betting against 49ers. It never goes well for me, but I'm fucking doing it again. I'm doing it.
All right, I'll take the Niners.
Take them.
I'll take the Niners.
Take them. I'm all over the Eagles. Some dude on TikTok, you see that? Called me out, or didn't call me out, but like said, hey, Booger with Trent, like stitch this video with your Super Bowl winner, and if you're right, I'll donate $5,000 to a charity of your choice.
Wow.
Yeah. So after this, I'm literally gonna stitch that video.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who's your pick?
The Philadelphia Eagles.
No way.
Yeah.
You think the Super Bowl champion's coming out of the NFC?
Mm-hmm. I do. I know.
Give me a football reason why you think the Eagles win this game.
A football reason. I think they're destined. I think
that's not a football reason.
No, it's not. But I just do.
Give me a football reason why you think they're going to win. Well, I read this tarot card, and it said the eagle is my animal of the year.
No, shut up. I think Jalen Hurts has the fattest chip on his shoulder. Nobody respects him, and I don't know why. I think they're such a complete team on both sides of the ball. And if they are able to stop the run game, I think they get to the Super Bowl, and I think they win it.
I would argue every team in the playoffs right now is a complete team on both sides of the ball.
No, absolutely. I would say the Chiefs on defense are pretty lackluster.
No, that front is absurd.
Yeah, but I swear their defense is the reason why a lot of those games in the regular season were much closer than they should be.
So I already have a Bengals future ticket, so that'll lead into our next game. But
did you see the sports book that already paid out Bengals Super
yeah,
Bowl
that's
tickets?
so dumb.
Why is that dumb? That's fucking hype.
That's hype, but like, why would you do that? Just because you're a Bengals fan?
I don't know. I mean, good.
Apparently, that's why they did it.
Really?
Because the guy's like a Bengals fan.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it was Betfred.
Yeah, Betfred.
Betfred. They're a big sponsor of the Cincinnati Bengals. They're the official gambling sponsor of the Bengals.
Got it.
Should have put my coins on Betfred. Could have got paid out already on that plus 650 ticket I'm holding. I don't know why, but I feel like if I take the Eagles, the Niners win. I just don't know why. I'm like my prize pick square is gonna be Christian McCaffrey rushing and receiving for this game more than for sure. Like when we put together our 4-piece, one of my legs is Christian McCaffrey because Saquon getting going in the second half was in my head going, if that's Christian McCaffrey, this game might be over with that Niners defense. Because let's not get it twisted either. Jalen Hurts is great.
He is.
But we've seen time and time and again, this Niners defense is the best in the league.
No,
like the Eagles, you just played like the Bucs level defense of the NFC with the fucking Giants. Like They're the same caliber of defense. So you got to do whatever you wanted to get them. The run game was going. You could sling it 40 yards. You could find easy passes. You're not going to be able to do any of that against San Francisco.
Yeah.
So Jalen Hurts is going to have to win this game because if he doesn't put up points, the Niners will just chip away at you all game.
That's why I hate betting against them, bro, because I feel like they play chess and everyone's playing checkers.
I agree. I think that's why I'm comfortable taking the plus 2.5, even if it ends up, if I lose that by the hook. Brock Purdy's already ruined my life enough. I might as well ride with him one time and see what happens. I saw an interesting take, though. I forget who it was by, but it was by one of the big football guys. I think it might have been Steve Smith. And he was saying that for Brock Purdy to be as good as he is, being drafted as Mr. Irrelevant, scouts are too scared. Because his point was, he doesn't have the height. He didn't go to the great school. He didn't put up all-star numbers. He's not an athletic specimen. But Steve Smith's point was, in 7 games, he's shown more than Zach Wilson has shown in 2 years. In 7 games, he's shown more than Sam Darnold and all the bots combined in 7 games. So when is the shift going to happen to where we stop going, this guy's body is built for the NFL, instead of going, this kid is a great quarterback? Like, clearly Brock Purdy has an insane IQ. Like, obviously he's in a great offense. You could probably call him a system quarterback, but you don't win 7 games by chance just because you're in the right system. You win 7 games by chance because you're doing your job and you're doing it very well, even if you have great weapons. But I thought that was an interesting point, right? Like, when you think about it, for Brock Purdy to be playing as well as he is, when you look at Tom Brady, how late he got drafted, are we complicating it too much? And being like, he played at Iowa State, he's not going to be a great quarterback.
I just feel like I said, how the Niners play chess, everyone else is playing checkers. Like, he's literally a chess piece to their game. Like, their coaching staff, they just have everything figured out on offense. And I feel like if you plug and play with anyone at quarterback, Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo, like, they're probably going to be in this championship game regardless.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Niners are definitely a specific.
They are just something else. I think they're playing a different game than everybody else.
What do you think about that over? That over felt high to me. 46. That over felt very high to me.
Yeah. I mean, I really needed 48 points last week in that Bills game, and watching that and sweating out 48 points felt like a fuck ton.
No, like, I don't want to take that.
Yeah, so I could see that going under with 2 good defenses.
That's what I'm saying.
2 young QBs.
Like, why is it 46 though? That makes me think this might turn into a shootout. But why would this ever be a shootout?
I don't know. I mean, I don't like to think that playoff games are really going to be too much of a shootout, especially how fucking last week went, where every game went under. Mm-hmm. So just high intensity, nerves catch up to you. I think that game probably goes under.
Wow.
What? Movement right in front of your eyes?
Movement.
Really?
Bengals, Chiefs.
No.
Chiefs are -1.
What?
I think because yesterday Pat Mahomes was walking fine, warming up.
Conference video?
Warming up.
Oh, he's warming
on the
up?
field.
Oh, shit.
Doing like sprints.
Wow. That's massive.
Wow. Line movement on the pod live, ladies and gentlemen. Holy mother of God. Let's talk about a Bengals Chiefs. Give me the Bengals. I already have a plus 650 future ticket. Pat Mahomes is probably going to drop 500 yards on their head. Eli Apple's going to look like a bozo, but I'm going to live and die with Joe Burrow. Whoever wins this game is winning the Super Bowl. I think you are crazy if you don't think that these two teams are leagues above the Niners and the Eagles with the way their quarterback play is, how high-powered their offenses are, and how when they hit the playoffs, their team hits another gear. If Joe Burrow plays Jalen Hurts in the Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts loses because Joe Burrow's been there before. If Pat Mahomes plays Jalen Hurts in the Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts loses because Pat Mahomes has been there before. Jalen Hurts will probably win a Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles before he retires. But you're going to see what happened to Joe Burrow last Super Bowl when you play a team that has guys that has been there before. Because Jalen Hurts is walking in going, holy shit. Brock Purdy's walking in going, holy shit. And Pat Mahomes and Joe Burrow are going, oh, we've been here before. I mean, Joe Burrow's going, we've been here before. I know what it takes. We just lost to the Rams, who had the best defense we ever played.
Yeah,
we know what it takes.
The Eagles have been there before. They were just there.
Not with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, true, but they still got some of their
Not with A.J. Brown, not with Devontae Smith, not with Miles Sanders. They weren't there for that.
I think the Chiefs are winning that fucking game. It's Chiefs-Eagles Super Bowl.
So you want Chiefs money line or the -1?
No, give me the money line. I hate the spread, especially this late in the year in the playoffs. Mima is lingering.
And this game's going over 47.
47?
It's going over.
Wow, that seems pretty low.
That's going over.
I was going to be at least 48.5.
1 point higher than the Eagles-Niners, which is surprising.
Yeah.
But it's going over. This game's going over. I'll also tell you why I'll take the Bengals at plus chicky now, for sure. 1 sack, Pat Mahomes is done. If they hit him wrong. 1 sack. That ankle might look good right now. He might feel really good. They're going to shoot it up with as many painkillers as possible. Dude, he might even have a robotic ankle by the time he takes the field. 1 hit that goes awry. He jumps out of the pocket. He gets hit low 1 time. He's out.
Yeah.
He's out. And then you're going to rely on Chad Henne. They're done. And I hate doing that. I hate betting on injured players. I used to do it all the time in the NBA. It'd be like, Bradley Beal is questionable for the Washington Wizards, but the Washington Wizards are -5, and I take that -5. Second quarter, Bradley Beal goes up, lands wrong on his ankle, and he's out for the rest of the game. The Wizards lose by 30.
Yeah.
And the Bengals are going to go out there first drive and all out blitz that motherfucker, dude. And they're going to go, that ankle is not holding up with the pressure we're going to put him under all game long.
I saw the most bet on prop for the weekend was Mahomes under yards.
What?
Why are you doubting the GOAT?
Probably because they think he's going to get re-injured.
Probably.
But that's incredible.
I know.
That's the most bet on prop?
Yeah, so far. What are we doing? Can we be better?
Yeah, well, America, wake the fuck up. What? This is Pat Mahomes in the playoffs. He might have 500 yards if he's healthy, dude. What? All right, but Bengals Chiefs, you really like the Chiefs.
Yeah, no, I'm nuking the Chiefs. This is a revenge spot for Mahomes and the Chiefs. Last year, up 20-3 at halftime. I turned the game off, and I had $5K on their money line. And, just to find out that they were going to fucking sell.
I had the Bengals.
Oh, you did? That was the second biggest wager of my life. Rams, Chiefs, ML, last year's conference championships.
That's brutal.
Brutal, bro.
That is brutal.
Yeah, and I was doing some live stream sweat with, like, a bunch of influencers. And I had to pretend like everything was okay, but really I was in fucking shambles.
Some guy next to you with 50
doing
bucks
trivia.
Yeah, I was playing some like NFL trivia during commercial breaks, and like meanwhile Mahomes just threw a fucking interception in the 4th quarter, and I'm like trying to pretend like everything's fine. I was crying.
Some guy next to you just, it's just a great game, right? Yeah, man, it's a great game. 21-point lead they came back from. This is why I love football. And you're just like,
I'm like, yeah,
man.
Good game of football.
Just love the sport, dude. Just love the sport. Which NFL quarterback threw for 800 yards in 1964? Trent, you got this one?
It's literally what happened, bro.
Yeah, man. It's fucking Troy Burrow, dude. Troy Burrow.
Dude, I was in piss.
Oh, my God. Pat Mahomes just threw his 3rd pick. Yup. Wow, that's incredible for the Bengals. Just drowning.
Drowning, dude.
Just drowning.
I had a 5K ticket. I'm just staring at it.
The game ends. All right, guys, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Where did Trent go? I really like that guy.
Oh, I dipped the fuck out of there.
Just outside
so
throwing up.
I was crying, dude.
God, that is actually
somehow,
so good.
Somehow manifested a comeback against the Niners, which was incredibly hype.
That is so funny, dude. I could just imagine, dude, the influencers just being like, "Wow, this is a fantastic
Literally
game."
what it was. Nobody had a dollar.
Just like sitting there, like, "No way, just threw another pick."
It couldn't be more spot on.
It was so painful.
So what kind of content do you do, Trent? I do sports betting, like bet on sports. Oh, who'd you take in this one? I got
minus 300.
Yeah, I got the Chiefs to win. Wow, that's unfortunate. I thought you were good. That 21-point lead, you probably felt good. Yeah, no, it's unfortunate. But you know what, though? It's bigger than gambling because what a great game to watch. You know, it's just a good game of football. Who doesn't love a good game of football? Yeah, man. No, really love it. Really, really love it.
I'm going for my revenge this year. Give me the Chiefs ML. Give me the Eagles ML Bezo package.
Just the thought of you sitting next to someone that has no stake in the game, and every single time cutting to commercial while you're drowning in a comeback, somebody being like, "And which running back wore this iconic number in the 1974 season, and everyone like trying to talk about it, and you're just being like,
That's literally exactly how it happened.
like drowning and like just drowning, and everyone like, oh, it's got to be on the Cowboys. It's number 45. That's got to be the Cowboys. And you're just like,
I couldn't give two
holy
less of a shit. Dude. I'm like, please get this first down, or else we're so fucked.
Huge third down here. The Chiefs don't get it. This might get out of hand. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, and we were like placing we were doing like other like live bets with like fake coins during the game.
God,
so it was like,
dude.
Next point will be a what? A field goal, a touchdown, or a safety. And I'm like just in piss.
Well, next point will be what? Touchdown. It's a Bengals touchdown. The Bengals score. Trent, you won the bet. Sick, man. So pissed. No, but I'm gonna take the Bengals. I have a plus 650 futures ticket on the Bungles. Line movement doesn't scare me that much. I think because people are buying on the news that the ankle's fine.
That's what I thought the spread should. I mean, that's what it opened up as. I think.
No, it should go back if he looks healthy for sure.
Yeah.
I think people were maybe wondering if he was going to be in a boot. Maybe there's inside information that he didn't feel great. But seeing him walk off the podium, he didn't put a lot of pressure on it. But then on the field, it looks like he was doing high knees and stuff on Pat McAfee's show. I saw they were showing some footage. So I'll still take the Bengals at plus money. Joe Burrow and this team, he had a really great interview where they were asking him about, your back-to-back AFC, like whatever champions. Sorry, excuse me. You're back-to-back AFC champions. Like, how does that feel? And he was like, this is the standard now. We're going to enjoy it, but this is now the standard, and this team knows that. And when we go into the season, we know this is now the standard. So anything below that, we're going to be disappointed in, but we're going to enjoy it while we have it every year. We're going to light the cigars. We're going to put the T-shirts on. We're going to wear the hats, and we're going to have fun with it. But this is now the standard. So this is a Bengals team that, now that they've been there last year, I think they know the gear you have to hit to at least make the big dance. And obviously, you're playing a guy that I think is probably going to go down as the greatest of all time, even though we're in the Tom Brady era. You're playing Pat Mahomes. But that ankle is tough, dude. Injuries in football are no fun. One sack. One time they make him come out of the pocket. One time he even tweaks it wrong, steps back on that wrong. I would hate for that to happen. Obviously, I want him to be full strength. I want it to be a Bengals bet where I'm facing prime Pat Mahomes. And if you're a Bengals team, I think you almost want Pat to be healthy because you don't want to get there being like, we beat a banged up Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take the Bengals. I like the Bengals. I like Joe Burrow. He's my guy. Jamar Chase is my guy. And I think that's where I got to be. I'll take the over too because I do want to have fun watching this game. I don't want to be like every time Pat Mahomes scores, be like, fuck. Like I want to be like, all right, let's respond now. You know what I mean? So I'll take the over and I'll take the Bengals.
I need to ask the Magic Conch what she thinks about.
Yeah. Give her a look.
I obviously have my own picks. I'm gonna be on the Chiefs and the Eagles, but obviously have to throw Magic Conch-lay.
Yeah, no, I mean you have to. So I want to talk about two things that I saw on the internet today. First is the guy Nick Wright that looks like the prince from Shrek. You know, the little guy. What's his name?
Lord Farquaad.
Yeah, the guy that looks like Lord Farquaad on ESPN. Nick Wright. That's always talking about LeBron James. He's the GOAT of the NBA. He every time he comes up my screen, I'm like, Jesus fuck Christ, this is gonna be me in like 15 years, or just everybody hates me. But Lord Farquaad was talking about he went exact the point you were making, which is why I was like, wow, that's crazy that he made that same point. I'm not saying that he saw your point, but I think it's an interesting point too. He was saying, once again, the media is so quick in a snap to go, Joe Burrow's the best quarterback in the NFL.
Literally, I was just thinking about this.
Joe Burrow, if you're starting your team today, you're taking Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, there is no quarterback better than Joe Burrow under pressure. There's no quarterback better than Joe Burrow. And he was like, we're sitting here as if Pat Mahomes doesn't exist anymore. And the point that he was making was someone said, Joe Burrow is the best quarterback. Pat Mahomes is the better football player. And Lord Farquaad was like,
what does that even mean?
Lord Farquaad was like, yeah, because Pat Mahomes' value comes in special teams and kick returns. It's like, no, Pat Mahomes, I can even sit here and say, I would take Joe Burrow to start my team. Like when we did that little thing, I would take Joe Burrow to start my team. I like Joe Burrow as a quarterback. He's my favorite quarterback. Pat Mahomes is the most skilled and talented quarterback I think the NFL has ever seen.
Yeah.
In terms of pure talent to be able to diagnose a defense, make an insane throw. He is the best quarterback. But I wanted to get your opinion on that because you were making the same point when it was Dak Prescott.
Literally, bro. I mean, we're so quick to jump
So
to
quick.
an opinion just because of a performance in one game, you know? Like after the Bucks won, it was like, oh, is Dak him? You know, is Dak the best QB in this fucking playoffs? And it's like, holy shit, like, what are we talking about? What are we doing?
But I think it's also kind of a narrative on, you know, not that we have to go deep on it, but I think it's also kind of a narrative on the world as a whole. I feel like we do that so much even outside of sports.
Yeah.
The whole point was recency bias.
Yeah.
We just go everything off of what happened yesterday, and we never go, let's like zoom out a little bit here and be like, Pat Mahomes he's been to what, 5 straight championship games?
I mean, and like, did you watch Mahomes during the regular season? Dude is unfucking believable.
Not my number one quarterback, but yes.
He is unbelievable.
But I think there's a problem with recency bias. I really think it is. And the reason why I want to talk to you about it too is because I feel like it happens in sports betting all the time.
Yeah.
I do it. I'm sure you do it. Everyone that comes on your stream does it. Everyone in this house does it, where you go, damn, Michigan State lost by 30 last game. And they're minus 2.5. I'm going to take plus 2.5 for Oklahoma State every day of the week.
Yeah.
After that last game.
Yeah. But like, you forget, okay, maybe they just had a bad game.
That's what I'm saying.
They're so great team.
And I feel like that happens a lot in sports betting. And I feel as though, not that the lines reflect it, but where the money goes reflects it a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like and it was interesting hearing him say that, because I was like, okay, here's ESPN, probably the biggest, you know, aggregator of sports news that puts out every day, being like, recency bias is a real problem when they make their money off recency bias, being able to come on there every day and be like, LeBron James is the greatest. And then he goes 0 for 5 and you're like, LeBron James is probably number 2 to Michael Jordan.
Yeah, literally, bro. Like before that Eagles-Giants game, there were actual quotes I saw on Twitter of people saying like, I would rather have Daniel Jones in the Eagles system than I would Jalen Hurts. And like
That is absurd.
dude, and it's like, then they fucking go out and lose the game by 30, and like that's just nowhere to be found now, you know?
No, that's absurd.
They just lost the game by 30. But like, God forbid, dude wins one game against the Bozo Vikings, who suck, and all of a sudden he's on this fucking pedestal. Now we're talking about switching him in a different spot with Hurts, bro. Like, that's what I'm talking about. That shit pisses me off.
Like it's almost too much knee jerk a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it's like I did it with Dak. So I'm sitting here being like, yeah, no, we really do that a lot. I think even as people, we do that a lot. I did it with Dak. I saw him torch the Buccaneers, and I literally, during that Buccaneers game, I made my decision that he was beating the Niners. So I was like, he looks so good right now. This is giving him confidence. He just banged on the Bucs. There were so many people on the Bucs at home. He's going to go into San Francisco, and he's going to look great. If you just took a step back and looked at what Dak did this year, that game against the Niners was coming.
Yeah.
Like, even when we did that whole Geno bit and we talked about how bad he was against defenses, but he had a great last game before that. So we were like, there's no way the Seahawks don't cover this spread. Like, if we just take a step back and look instead of just immediately, like I do it all the time, immediately wake up in the morning and go, Dak Prescott is unbelievable. This is why the Cowboys paid him. He's going to beat the Niners in San Francisco. There's no way he doesn't beat the Niners in San Francisco. And then he beats the Niners in San Francisco, and you got to look at yourself and go, I mean, he looked awful all year.
Yeah.
What am I doing? Like, can I just be a little bit better?
Can we be better? Have to be.
And then the second thing that I wanted to ask you about, because I felt like they were just completely wrong, and I have no problem saying that on this podcast. But Brandon Walker and the guys at Pick Central at Barstool were saying that LSU fans cannot just automatically become Bengals fans because there's 2 players that played at LSU on the team. I didn't go to LSU. I'm a big LSU fan. I'm a Jets fan. Joe Burrow's like my mistress quarterback, my like favorite player in the league. I fell in love with him when he was at LSU. Obviously, you know, I'm not going to sit here and be like, I followed him from high school. I loved him at Ohio State. It's like, no, I've discovered him when he was at LSU. Jamar Chase is my favorite wide receiver for the same reason. I watched him at LSU, and I was like, this kid is absurd. Outside of Garrett Wilson, I love you, bro. But I just felt like that take was absurd. Like, if you have a guy that came from your college that is on an NFL team where you went to school, you went to the same halls as them, you took the same classes as them, you watched them, you fell in love with them on that team, I don't give a fuck. That team is yours now.
Yeah.
If you want it to be. That team is yours now because he represents your school on the professional stage. And yeah, you can be like, well, yeah, I mean, I have guys on every team across, you know, the entire NFL, but, you know, they're not the 2 best players possibly at their position in the league. That's a whole nother point of pride. You can't just be like, Providence College put out a free safety that's third string on the San Francisco 49ers, so I'm a Niners fan. It's like, no, dude, this is Joe Burrow and fucking Jamar Chase. Like, when you see them, they're LSU.
Yeah.
Like, when they do anything, the first thing you think of is LSU. I think if you're an LSU fan, you have every right to be a Bengals fan. That's what picking your college is all about.
Yeah,
is you now
sure.
get to rep that college. If Max Duggan goes to the fucking Philadelphia Eagles and becomes a starting quarterback, you're an Eagles fan. Like, you are. You're going to root for that kid on Sundays.
For sure.
Like, is that not an absurd take? And they were like tight about it. They were like, no, they shouldn't.
I'm sure all Iowa State fans are fucking loving the Niners.
As you should. Yeah. Even if you hated the Niners before that, you now have a guy representing your school at a higher level. That is your team now.
Yeah.
If you want it to be, that's your team.
I mean, like, I'm not a Grizzlies fan, but like I kind of root for the Grizzlies because Desmond Bane. And like we shared a dorm, not like a dorm room, but like we were in the same dorm together, and like I fuck with them, and
that's what I'm saying.
I want to see them succeed, and I root for them.
It just felt like I don't know. It kind of pissed me off a little bit. I was like, what do you mean they don't have a right to be Bengals fans? Like what? If Tyrann Mathieu is on the Chiefs and you're a huge LSU guy, he's playing every Sunday. He plays every snap. Yeah. Like, you grew up loving LSU. You went to the school, and now your guy's on the Chiefs and he's in the playoffs. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna root for the Chiefs. Like, what?
Yeah, that's kind of it.
Like, dude, even Chris Dunn at Providence, he bounced around the league. Everyone, Atlanta, Chicago. I rooted for every team he was on because I was like, this is my guy. He's in the league. Like, what?
I think he was on the Lakers for a bit.
I don't know if he was on the Lakers. He might have been. He's been everywhere, dude.
I'm pretty sure.
He just couldn't stay healthy, bro. He would have been sick. He just couldn't stay healthy. But, like, that's my point. Is, like, I saw that, and I wanted to get your opinion on it because my opinion on that is college is more important than your professional love because you actually attended the school. Yeah. You know what these kids went through. You know where they partied. You know what they drank. You know who they were getting with. You knew where they were living. You did the same shit they did every day of the week. That's your home, and now they're representing your home on a professional stage. Fuck you, I'm going to root for that team. Like, what? These are my guys. Like, we literally ate the same shitty cafeteria food. Like, I'm rooting for this kid in the pros. Like, I don't give a fuck who I support. Like, what?
Yeah, no, I definitely disagree with that. I think it's pretty whack to say that you can't root for them.
Just because they go to your college, you can't be a Bengals fan. Yeah. What, dude? Are you kidding me? If Jared Bynum, or when Bryce Hopkins on Providence gets drafted into the NBA, I like the Charlotte Hornets. Whatever team he's on is going to be my team for the rest of the time that I watch the NBA. I don't care where he goes. It doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter.
I mean, yeah, especially if you don't have a team already. Like, why not adopt it? I didn't have a team before, and then the Rams came to LA, and I was like, fuck it, I'll be a Rams fan.
Whatever. But now if this TCU team that you fell in love with that, obviously didn't do the same thing that LSU team did, but they lit a fan base on fire. You fell in love with those guys. Yeah. You fell in love with this TCU team.
Oh, yeah.
Wherever Quentin Johnson goes, if he's in the playoffs, you're going to be like, I'm rooting for that
jersey,
team.
For sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I just felt like that, not to go at them, but I felt like that take was like, dude, fuck that. Yeah. What if you're an LSU graduate and you got two of the guys that represent LSU at the highest level doing the best work? You can root for that team. Yeah. You have every right to root for that team.
Absolutely.
And be a fan of that team and live with that team and die with that team because those are your guys. But yeah, that was the last thing I want to talk about.
No, totally on page with you on that.
All right, let's get to the sneak nuke presented by Prizepicks. We've got 2 games: Niners, Eagles, Bengals, Chiefs. I feel like we should do a 4-team to wrap up the season before the bowl.
More than down, Michael.
All right, so we're doing the more than less thans. Here we go. I don't like that you called me Michael, but it's okay. Give me, oh my God, they don't even have Christian McCaffrey rushing and receiving.
Why?
Because they know he's going to bust. Give me Christian McCaffrey over 61.5 rushing yards. I'll take it. I'll bite the cheese.
Okay, what's your so we're going 2 games or 2 picks in the first game, 2 in the second, 1 from each.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck. So I gotta take.
Well, no, you can load it up if you want. Huh? You can do both your picks from one game if you want. I'll
No. I like doing 2 and 2.
Okay.
2 and 2. Unless you want to go 2 and 2.
No, I'm good.
Fuck, dude. Putting me on the spot here, but I've got one. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna run it back. With Brandon Ayuk over yards.
He's taking the Eagles, but trusting a wide receiver on the Niners. Yeah. That's incredible. Yeah. You want to go?
No, I don't want to go double. You already did McCaffrey.
I was about to say.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. That's tough, but that's fine. Give me A.J. Brown's receiving yards.
Ooh.
Yep.
I actually love that.
All right, I'm down.
And it's such a horny number.
69. Let's go. Give it to me.
Huge.
Give me A.J. Brown over receiving.
More than...
And yes. And give me Christian McCaffrey. You said rush yards?
Yep. And then I'm going to go... So Prizepicks just added this new combo deal. I wanted to get your opinion on it before I put it in. Okay, because I want to do Jamar Chase and Juju Smith-Schuster over 132.5 combined receiving yards. Do you like that number, or does that number feel high to you? I'm okay not taking that number.
I would not. Let's stay away from the combos for this, Johnson.
Okay. So there's two ways I wanted to go about this. I either really wanted to nuke Jamar or Travis, but I feel like if I remember correctly, and I don't know if I'm remembering correctly, last time the Bengals played in a game like this, and in the Super Bowl, T. Higgins kind of hit his stride a little bit.
Went the fuck off.
So I'm kind of loving T over 54.5.
Let's take it.
Okay.
So I need a Chiefs square for this game. Let's think about the game script here.
Yeah, so think about the over-under. You thought it was a little low.
I want to go with likely a receptions prop.
I love that.
And I'm probably going to go with...
They won't even give us Travis Kelce because they know it's going to hit. Because they know it's going to hit. They're not even going to give it to us. You know who I don't hate? What? Actually, no. I want you to pick. I don't want to.
What?
No, I don't. I don't want to. I don't want to sway you one way or another.
Targets?
We could go targets.
They have his targets up there.
How many times is it?
10.
Oh my God! What? He's got to get targeted more than 10 times.
Yeah.
Clip that for when he gets targeted twice. He's got it. That feels good.
I love it.
He had almost 10 receptions last game.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I like Joe Mixon over or more than 3 receptions.
Yeah, but I want to do a Chiefs square.
No, I feel you.
So I'm leaning Kelsey's receptions or Kelsey's targets.
Where is targets? Is it all the way at the bottom? Receiving targets?
It's all the way at the end.
Wow. How many do you have last game? 17.
Yeah.
He's got... No, I mean, yeah, this is when you go to your GOAT,
Just
right?
go to your GOAT.
Yeah,
you got to go to your GOAT, especially with your back against the wall.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. So the sneak nuke presented by Prizepicks... Fix that in post. Just kidding. The sneak nuke presented by Prizepicks reads as follows. Christian McCaffrey more than his rushing yards at 61.5. A.J. Brown more than his receiving yards at 69.5. T. Higgins more than his receiving yards at 54.5. And Travis Kelce more than his receiving targets at 10 flat. So a little bit of push factor if you like that. That is what we're doing for the sneak nuke presented by Prizepicks. This has been another episode of TFM Bets. Next time you see us, these games will have already happened. Should we do a little friendly wager for a challenge on the couch for these games? I feel like we should. I'm confident enough in the Bengals to do something.
I'm confident enough the Chiefs to do something, but what are we going to do?
Nick, what do you think? I'm going to go to the producer. What is something funny we could do? We got the dress. We did the one chip.
Should we take it outside the studio?
Should we do beer mile?
I like beer mile.
What is that?
You got to drink 4 beers and run 4 laps around a track.
Oh,
it's great. It's great content. I think
we could do a beer mile.
Yeah, let's do it.
Beer mile.
We'll do the beer mile. Chiefs, Bengals. I'm on the Bengals. Trent is on the Chiefs. Actually, I'm going to present it the exact same way you did the chip. I am confident enough in the Bengals to beat the Chiefs in Burrowhead that I will eat a hot Cheeto. No, I'm just kidding. I'm confident enough in the Bengals to beat the Chiefs in Burrowhead that if the Bengals lose, I'll do a beer mile.
And if the Chiefs lose, I guess I'm doing one also.
Okay.
So
this has been an episode of TFM Bets. Appreciate you guys for listening. Make sure you check out the Surgical Stream on the Book It Sports Twitch channel every day from...
it starts at 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. So make sure to tune in and follow the Twitch channel at Book It Sports and ride that Prizepicks entry because I just put $300 on it.
Let's go. Make sure you also check us out on our socials. Make sure you share the podcast with a friend. We appreciate you guys as always, and we will see you Monday.
Be seeing.